Thanks to all our active patrons who have contributed a lifetime of $100 or more to reach Garuk Dong level status.
Here is the list of those special patrons in order of contributions.
If you would like to support our show, check out the Commander Smiths at patreon.com. Ooh, welcome to Commander Smiths, take two.
Are you still going with the T joke? Or?
They didn't hear all the T jokes from the first time. They only heard my side of the T's.
Yeah, it's Tuesday. We are the Commander Smiths.
I'm Adam Smith.
And I'm Lowry Smith.
Don't worry.
We're cousins.
Number two. Hey, number two. This is the second time doing this. This is why I appreciate you guys that are on the live streams, because we wouldn't have been able to figure out the problem, and figured out the problem. We just had to go live without everybody seeing it. I had the mic on Lowry down, so it wasn't that Lowry wasn't there on the first round. It was just like I was yelling and Lowry was at a very, very small whisper, and so you could barely hear him. So thank you guys for doing that, because that helps us out. Otherwise,
yes,
we do the entire podcast. Remember back in the day when we would get done with the podcast and then I'd go to like re-listen to edit, and I'm like, fuck, it was like something, you know, there was either like, I don't know, what are some of the problems we had? Like either the volume was
really
a
lot of echoing.
Oh yes. Yeah. I remember
echoing was really bad. Sometimes things wouldn't pick up. Like sometimes it just like the mic wasn't working, or it was far away, or the gain was off.
Yeah, remember
like
that
way
would
too high.
An Audacity, which we still get that occasionally. Like mine tends to do that, where all of a sudden the volume will just drop down for no reason at all. It just random. 9:15 start. Yes, you were right, Renshai. For once, you were right. Yeah. That was but yeah, that was back at the we had the biggest thing was echoes. That was so annoying, because we even
echoing.
I
terrible.
Was pissed, and I just named the episode the echoing episode or whatever, and we just have a stupid echo the whole time. So that was fun. Anyways, this is episode 292. We've done this part before. We're not doing the jokes we did before because only half of the jokes were heard.
Because it's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday. We don't know how to do things on Tuesday.
Tatas and
hello, boobies.
Tubies.
Hello, boobies.
Yeah, they didn't hear your tubies and all that stuff.
That was a good joke.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
That was probably the best joke I've ever heard. Speaking of, we're going to keep this one tight. They kept the tease. They did that in the first round, but we are keeping this one a quick episode, quick turnaround, trying to get this one out. So, Lowry, what are we doing on tonight's episode, this week's episode?
We are main segment's going to be reserve list. We did a Fave 5. If we were to spec on the reserve list, these are the cards that we would get into currently. We don't know the Fave 5 style, so we don't know if we picked the same ones or whatever. I don't think we did, but you probably avoided the one that you knew I would pick. For like the third time in this bit.
We both have it then.
All right.
I have a backup. I have a backup I can do, but I don't have any stats on it, but I can just talk about it.
I don't have any
backups.
Anyway.
I'm just writing down.
And then we have the second round of the tournament for Planeswalkers available, and we will talk about some of these stompings that happened.
Dude, there's some upsets. There is two out of the four upsets.
All right. And then we have Stump the Smith Savant. I'm going to admit that we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I have no idea.
Were you about to get cocky on me? Is that what you were about to do?
No, opposite, but I don't know what, like.
Oh, I forgot to write. This is
poopy. I don't know. Get poopy on you? And that sounds weird. I don't know what the opposite of cocky is.
That was week 4. This is week. No, that had to be week 5 last week. Did I write that down wrong?
I could just get it wrong, and then we're going to be
fine.
I
just know that if you don't get stumped this week, I'm pretty sure we add a card to the ante, and that would be the second time. I believe it's either the second or third time we've added a third card. It'd be the first time we've done it since we changed the rules, which you would have thought would be easier. We'd get to 3 cards.
You would think.
Because we upped it to 10,000 EDH rec decks. We do it in 3 weeks. But you went on a streak of some bad games.
It's been rough. Rough going.
Yeah. So I'm double checking, but I'm pretty sure it should be week 6. And then we would add another card. I'll have to double check.
But that'll be at the end.
Yeah, get you nice and lubed up at this point. The reason we were on a Tuesday is you had a wedding that you went to this last weekend. So you were out of town. How did that all go? You went out of, where'd you go? What state?
We're in the Baltimore area, so Maryland,
Nice.
and then we're in a state park. I don't even know the name of it. I was just going where I was told. That was basically it. It was a wedding out in a state park with some like a cool cliff, and yeah. So that it was, fly in Thursday night, weddings Friday. We drove to DC on Saturday morning to visit Kirsten's best friend from college, Millie and Dan, and they're great people, very hospitable, all of it, So Friday and Saturday were good times, Baltimore into DC, and then flew out early Sunday with the kids, and I was with the kids the whole time. Kirsten was able to leave early, for Maryland, and then leave late from DC. So
Nice.
She hopefully got some good time with people she doesn't get to see very often.
Sweet.
But otherwise, it was a good time. Just real fast.
Yeah, that's a quick turnaround.
I'm tired. I'm still tired.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have anything to say about my weekend. It was just
That's right.
I'm working on the house again.
Back at it. Paint and trim.
Yeah, paint and trim. There's a lot of fucking trim.
Maybe you should have, not had a basement, and then you'd have less trim.
Yeah, right.
You'd be fine.
When you have to do every piece of trim in the house, it takes a lot. So what I'm doing is I'm mixing up like painting the trim, and now this like yesterday I started working on, which I'll show pictures on Discord later, but one of the desks that made it through the hurricane last year, which was right around now, to the 28th. So we're 2 days away from when Hurricane Ian, I believe it was, that hit. I think it was Ian. That just destroyed everything. My mom's house was underwater. This huge dresser, very nice dresser, underwater. My mom's like, we're either going to trash it or you can take it home. So I drove it all the way back from Florida to Minnesota, took it apart because the top is like really cool wood, whatever. Sanded it down finally a year later, got the mold off of it, and now I'm starting to finish it. And it's going to go up in our movie room area, and it's going to be one of like where I can sort my magic cards, because I'm going to ordered some legs for it and chair and all that stuff. So yeah. Oh, good for me. Yeah. So that's all I did. I've been.
Good for you.
That's all I've been doing.
As long as you're wearing a mask when you're scraping off mold and stuff.
Yeah,
you're good to go.
And I brought it over by the garage door, opened it up, had it all going out, had a vacuum to the sander and all that fun stuff. So, yeah, that's it. And then I guess, I've been working on Will, my life gain deck, which is pretty sweet. I'm actually really excited about that deck. Did the the building of the deck last week, and then also did last night the goldfishing of it. Yep. So I'm down to 2 cuts. I need 2 cards to cut, and then it's all done, and I'll do the final spotlight. And then after you're done with Rowan, we'll do a battle on Discord, and we'll see those guys in true form. So that'll be fun.
Yeah, so likely I'll be building Rowan on Thursday night this week, and then we'll likely be playing them against each other with the Discord the following week.
Yep.
So we'll talk about that next week. But
yep. So speaking of, let's just get to tags. I know we're doing this really early, but we're trying to keep this tight. So like I mentioned, had the deck tech stuff. Oh wait, that's when I get into YouTube. You can become a patron by donating $1 or more. That helps support the Commander Smiths. Gets you also into the Discord. Gets you playing games if you so choose. You can get on some of those Discord games that we do live. And $5 or more gets you proxies if you so choose each month. The higher you move in those tiers, you could get foil. Where are they? You get foil proxy like this one right here. Just saying, This month's proxy, I just finished them last night. I worked on that after I got done doing the spotlight, but I got Moonshaker, Cavalry that I worked on with Wombo Art, so it's the AI stuff. Sarah's Ascendant in the AI, and then I have the Brain Geyser art that I got designed from the AI stuff, and I just put it together. So Brain Geyser is going to probably go on there. I know it's not like a crazy good card, but it's a reserve list card, speaking of.
It is.
Yep. So, and it's like $14-15. So, you know, it meets the criteria of making a proxy pretty much for me. So yeah, $5 or more gets you proxies each month if you so choose. You can also support us by donating on the live shows by either making us take Malort. It's been a little bit. Oh, we did a donation Malort last week. So I was going to say it's been a little bit since we've done Malort, but you can do that on the live cast, making us take shots, jelly beans, anything, you know, make us do stuff, but you're also supporting us by donating stuff there. So those are the two places you can support us. The other way is it's free for you, but also supports us. Jump on YouTube, subscribe there, watch our videos there. If you're watching or listening to the podcast, watch it on YouTube if you can, because that actually helps us out a little bit there. There's a ton of stuff that happens on YouTube. We had last week, like I mentioned, did the spotlight deck, did the gold fishing. Not to mention, there was a surprise secret layer of the what are they? The chibi, whatever. The little Planeswalker.
A Funko Planeswalkers.
Yeah,
That's what it looks like.
So that came out on Saturday. So you guys can pick those up. I believe it goes for... hang on. I got it here. But you can check out the video. The video has it on there too. Got my little secret layer. This is my secret layer. I should write that on the book. Secret layer book. It goes until October 29th. So check out that video.
Secret layer, secret book.
Yeah, it's my secret book. I should put a lock on it. What is it? What did I book?
Yeah.
Take your shirt. Take of your shirt for $3.
I think it's saying take off your shirt for $3.
I don't want you to get a new nipple picture, Ibukaki. So yeah, that was last week. We also had curated MTG, which was last week, twice a week. What is your curated MTG? Was that yesterday, today?
What was supposed to be today?
Okay. I was like, wait, wasn't there supposed to be one somewhere in here?
Yeah, there was supposed to be one today. I don't know. I'll probably do it tomorrow.
All right. So there's curated MTGs. Anytime you see that, make sure you watch it. Those are only under a minute. They're on YouTube. They're also on our TikTok page. So check that out if you aren't following us there. Like Larry mentioned, Spotlight deck this week is going to be Rowan. That's Larry's Spotlight. Oh, I will have a proxy time video of the proxies, not of me designing them. It's just the final thing that will come out this week as well. So that is all YouTube this week and last week. You can also follow us on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it. There you go, Larry. Or you can follow us, or you can direct message us there, or you can direct message us by shooting us an email at commandersmiths@gmail.com. All right, that's it. Tags are done. 5 minutes earlier than we normally would be doing things. Well, I'm trying to push things along here. What do we want to do? What did we talk about? Oh, should we do the results of the tournament?
Yeah, let's do the tournament.
Okay, where's the button? Can only play it for a really quick second because otherwise we'll get hit for stuff.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event.
All right, stopping it there. Let me get the card preview up. Okay, all right, here we go. So we are moving into our semifinals, but we had our quarterfinals last week. I will say the matchups, and you guess where things worked out here. So we had number 1 Oko going against number 9 Liliana Dreadhorde General. Where
I'm gonna
do you think
go with Oko winning?
Remember, there's 2 upsets. 2.
I don't think that's the upset. Oko won really handily last week.
Yeah, it's 79% last week.
It's legit removal. What about the semi?
I don't know about the semi.
Semi truck?
Well, you're right. 63%. Oko moves on to the semifinals. Oh, wait.
Boom.
Semifinals. Yeah, we're moving into the semifinals.
Look. English language, hard. Just It's the next round.
You remember bi-weekly where I said that, and there's this big argument on Discord which was right, and it was like everybody was right. Yeah. All right, then we move to number 2, Narset, which won last week 76%, against number 10, the underdog, Ugin, it won 84%. So the OG Ugin against Narset. Number
I
one
can
against
see that being
number
an
1 or number
upset.
2 and a number 10. So yeah, the other one was
I can see that being an upset. Like Ugin won super handily last week
so did
in its
Narset.
own upset. I'm gonna say Ugin won. Close, maybe 60-40.
This one was a 53%.
Yeah.
And it went to Ugin. Ugin gets the upset. Yeah. Oh, I should be showing these. So
Wow,
Oko is the
Ugin.
first round. one.
Ugin.
Ugin takes it down. Where's Oko? There's the Oko. And now we got Ugin moving on to the semifinals. Where am I, Ugin? There he is. So Ugin, the Spirit Dragon, moves on. It's I kind of said that last week. I was like, this is one of the earlier Planeswalkers, and I feel like that people gravitate towards this one. And it's good. It can go on any deck. It's colorless. So, I mean, it's technically can go on anything. All right, then we move into our next matchup, which is number 4, Teferi Time Raveler, against number 5, Teferi Master of Time. Time, TTTs, Teferi TT every. It's Tuesday. Tuesday
Teferi. Is Teferi's day.
So Teferi's moving on, but it's your number 5 Master of Time against my number 4 Time Raveler. They both won 67% the week before.
I have no idea. I'm going to be straight honest. This probably seems like it's going to be close. I'm hoping for an upset, but I don't know, because Time Raveler people love as well. So I don't know.
What would be better for an Oko matchup?
Probably Raveler.
And you're getting it. Time Raveler moves on with 68% of the
that was
votes.
a big one.
Yeah, so that one is a bigger win. That's the biggest win so far this week. So it
better as in like it's gonna put up a bigger fight.
Yeah, but it did have the biggest win percentage out of all these. And then our last matchup is
Against Ugin.
Karn. Is it which Karn was that? It's Karn, the Great Creator? No, Karn.
Yeah.
Is it the Great
the
Creator?
one that stops artifacts?
Yeah, it is. Where are you?
Down.
There he is. Yeah, it is the Great Creator.
Yeah.
Karn the Great Creator against Nicol Bolas Dragon God. So Nicol, I don't know why I didn't do this for everything, but now I will. I didn't even spell Bolas right. Bolas against Nicol Bolas Dragon God. Where do you think this one shook out here? So both won. It's in the upper 60s the week before.
Nicol
Bolas is number 6, and Karn is a number 3 or 14. Karn is a number 14.
Oh, so 14, because we know you already said there's two
fucked
upsets.
it up. I should have done it the other way.
Boom.
I shouldn't have said it. Oh, dang it. All right, yeah. So Karn takes it down. Karn wins, but that's a number 14. It tipped down a number 3 already, and now a number 6. So, semifinals, we move with Oko going against Teferi Time Raveler, and Ugin.
Two colors at 3 mana.
Yeah, and then 2 colorless. So you got Ugin against Karn. So we got a newer Karn against the old school Ugin. So,
and they're both kind of like sideways. Like one shuts down artifacts and the other totally enables artifacts.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
So I have 3 of the top 4, just saying. But you do have the number 1 pick still alive.
Was Karn yours?
Yeah, Karn was mine.
Oh.
Karn,
All
Ugin,
right.
and Teferi are all 3 mine. But my number 2 is gone. My number 1 overall pick is eliminated by Ugin. So of your side of Oko against Teferi, who do you think wins with taking your Rube glasses off instead of cheering for your Oko?
I think Oko still takes it.
I can see.
I think it's a good matchup. But
Yeah,
I think
I think it
takes
is-
it.
I
Just
think it is a
like
good
straight
matchup.
removal.
But yeah, the Teferi part is like you stop people from countering your stuff, which is a big thing. We don't like.
Yeah,
our
one's
shipping.
protection, one's removal.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Oko.
If you were to choose, which one would you vote for?
I almost never consider Oko.
I did.
I don't, and I at least consider Teferi, but I don't play with that either.
I have Oko in my Planeswalker. It's in 2 decks. So, and I don't have Teferi. It almost made it in my new deck. I mean, it started out in the 200 that I had, 100 that I had, 20 I had to cut. So,
Yeah, Scott's saying Oko. I'm going to vote for Oko.
All right. On the other side. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
I was going to say on the other side, Ugin against Karn. Where would you sit on this one?
I'd go Ugin.
Yep.
I think just because it's
OG.
I don't know. Yeah, well, no,
And
I don't
Karn
think it's just
kinda
OG,
shuts
but it's
things-
such a shutdown card.
Yeah, I was going to say it's.
But in the activated abilities parts aren't
Oh, I didn't
much. They don't
There.
do much. And so that's the part. Like it's just sitting there and you're trying to protect it and you're
But-
shutting down everybody's rocks.
But Ugin is.
And
8.
this Ugin is 8, but it's a wrath.
Mhm.
And in the right deck, it does a lot of business. Like it's a game winner. It's a Cyclonic Rift style card. And so it should be 8.
Bill says Elko for Oko. Yeah, that's the nice thing about Oko is it shuts down commanders. Like it's not that it doesn't eliminate it so it goes to command zone. It's just it neuters them completely. I probably agree. I do have Ugin in a deck, I think. Maybe. But again, it's each permanent that has colors you lose, so it would count for yours. So you kind of want to play that in the right deck for that. So
but just ticking it up to deal 3 damage to any target,
Right.
and then
And
drawing
then-
7, gaining 7 life, like that's not, and putting 7 permanents into play from your hand, like
and
that's a
it's not
viable option too.
That's not a lot of turns you need to do it. You can do it on the 3rd turn if you can plus it, because it goes to 9 and then -10 and all that. So
And it passes the doubling season test.
Yep, definitely does. All right, so
I like Ugin more in my opinion.
all right, so the voting will be on YouTube. That is the only spot we're having the voting at this point. I'll be on the community tab, so if you guys are wanting to vote, check out there. All right, so that is the tournament for this week. We'll have that up and running tomorrow. So Wednesday, the voting will be up. So okay, now we move into our main topic. Hey, we're under 30 minutes. This is good. We're doing good at this.
Look at
point.
us.
Why did I go away from that other stuff? We got to go back to it because we are going to be talking about reserve list cards.
We are.
I need to.
So we are talking about our top 5 or Fave 5 reserve list specs.
Fave 5 reserve list cards.
And if you don't know what the reserve list is, it's a bunch of cards that will never be reprinted. And for that reason, collector wise, like you want to kind of get in on that because you never, if it shoots up more, it's going to be harder to get.
And the other thing about it is they kind of ebb and flow. They go up and down. Like all of a sudden they get targeted and they go way up for a while. Then they come down. But there's always like a plateau for the most part, like especially the higher demand cards. And Scott said this podcast is gonna be less than 2 hours for sure. Yes, it is. We're trying to keep
less
this
than 2 hours.
we're trying to get this to an hour just because of the turnaround on this. But so there's a lot.
I would say we're in a trough right now.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of. So this is a good time to actually go and take a look at it. You can actually. There is a. I don't know if this is what you did, but if you go to MTG Stocks, you can find the reserved list
That's
and all
funny.
the prices next to it and everything.
Well, because I do goldfish, so let's just say I did tundra. I'm just used to. I know stocks is a good place to do it, but I'm just so used to Goldfish. Let's see. Yep, you can kind of. Oh no, you can't. Let me minimize this down so you guys can see that. Well, that just really made Tundra huge. But there he is.
I mean, it's a big card. Is that on your list too?
No. So yeah, I did a little. I will say this: the duels are not on my list, but
They're on mine.
No, they are not.
Yes, they are.
Are they? Well, what I was gonna say is, you should look at getting them because they are at a.
So
if you
just
want them,
you're just stealing my take.
Oh,
that's what you're doing.
Are you really gonna do?
That's literally what I was gonna say.
Oh, okay. Well, let me just point this out really quick. So reserve list. See, there's this little tab here on Goldfish, which Stocks probably has a similar thing. You click on that and hit the tabletop because they always go to MTGO, which is dumb because no one uses that except for Goldfish. But they have them all in order of price all the way down. This is unlimited, so the revised list there. So that is what I did go off of, but then I'm going off of like personal preference of stuff.
Same idea though.
Yep. So you're saying you're going to the duels then, right? Because I was going to use that as a side note of things, but yes, go ahead.
Okay.
You start us off.
Specifically as my fifth, because as my number 5 out of 5,
So we get the price
I
on
would
here.
specifically look at reserve or
Come on, price. No price.
revised Tundra and Tropical Island. Now, the others are all kind of lower as well, but really Plateau, Badlands, some of the cheaper ones, Savannah, like they're
And
kind of high.
I should click on revise. Sorry, I had that on unlimited. So revise,
Yeah, so-
you're looking at 400.
100 is 442 and Trop Island is 494. Now, again, I'm not saying go out and purchase it if you're hard up for money by any means. But getting into dual lands when you have some excess money, how I got mine was trading in credit, Card Sphere, which is on its way out, but also into Card Kingdom. And I became really aggressive making sure that I wanted them. I've always wanted them. I feel like that might be a thing once you get enough into Magic. It's like, I want duels. And then maybe the next step is power, but I still don't care about power because I can't play with them at all. But Tundra and Trop Island at revised are 442, 494. Trop Island, I think I got mine at $600-700. They're expensive, they're hard to get, they're really rare. And now would be the time I would suggest going after those two. I think Volcanic Island, I didn't specifically look at that one, but Underground Sea was still kind of high. So I would kind of avoid that. But blue duels that are cheaper, go after.
Yeah.
Because blue is heavy in Legacy and Vintage. And so it's just like wanted in more places more specifically. And so that's why I would say those two go after right now. I think they're good prices.
So
which feels weird to say.
Yeah. Well, I pulled up the map here, the graph here. Here's Tropical Island, for example. We had the targeting, when 2020 was going on is when really some heavy hitting was going on there. It was in, I'm going to refresh this just because it's not getting my graph as well as I'd like it. It was at that point in the 500s. And what did we say? Was it 490 something?
Yeah, it's about a little under 500.
And now, and then it popped up. That was in 2021. That's when all those stimulus checks are hitting the market. That's when reserve lists went crazy. It went up to about $1,000. So It has come down since then. But if you could see, it goes up and then kind of comes down and plateaus. It has a new plateau each time it goes up.
Right.
We're now down at a low point at 500, and that's still lower than when it really spiked before. All the duels, if you don't have them, I'm like all the points you made are perfect. So I'm glad I made the thumbnail just trying to be not a bit, but just trying to get the clickbait on it. But I'm glad that was one of them because I was going to at least mention the duels
Yeah.
if neither of us had it on there. Which
I think I'm going to assume also that these are the most expensive cards that we're going to talk about today, especially for me at least. Like everything else I have is under $10.
Yeah.
So
yep.
that's where I'm at.
Except I was going to do Gaia's Cradle. No, I'm just kidding.
What do you got for one of them?
One of them. All right. So there's a couple of them that are working together a little bit. But one of the ones that I just dealt with because I'm building the deck is Illusions of Grandeur. So let me pull that one up really quick. And I'll make sure I can get this on so people can see it on there. Okay, so Illusions of Grandeur. So this one is an enchantment, and it works really well with the Will deck because you're gaining 20 life and able to, tap your Will down. Everything costs 20 less, so any X spells is pretty crazy. I'm noticing my internet is a lot slower because stupid Goldfish is up.
Get rid of it.
Let me get out of
Goldfish. Go to stocks.
Yeah, well, I was just going to go to Scryfall. I don't need to see the...
All right.
So let me pull it up.
No, getting the graphs is nice, though.
All right. MTG stocks. Well, I wrote down everything on mine.
Yeah,
Stocks.
there's YouTube. Visually,
yeah,
the graphs are nice.
Yeah, fine. All right. Illusions.
That's the other reason why I prefer stocks, and like I've fully moved away from Goldfish, is because they just fucking bog down whatever.
It's the same thing with TCG. Or not TCG. EDH Rec has been doing that. Well, you still get this on the bottom, but let's see. Yep. My movement is better. All right. So Illusions of Grandeur. So if you could see here nope, I got to minimize so you can see the, no. You see the graph there? Yeah, you can see the graph.
I see it. Yeah.
There. They can't see the full thing. But Illusions of Grandeur. So this is right now you can get this for $5.
That's a solid price.
Yeah, you can get this for $5. It is surprisingly only in 4,000 EDH Rec decks. It was $5 before reserve list targeting back, in the 2020. Actually, before 2018, it was around $5. So it's back down to that price. It did get as high as $20. All you need to make this go nuts is either a life gain type deck that has blue. So if Will was popular, I think it could have gone off more. But really, if you get donation decks where you're able to, you're wanting to give away bad cards that are really good when you get it, you give it to somebody else. That's why Illusions of Grandeur is really nice, is because it has the cumulative upkeep 2. Move this back over so you can see that. It has cumulative upkeep 2. So yeah, you can pay that. You gain the 20 in a pinch. You gain 20 life. If you're almost about to die, it's late game. You can pay that cumulative upkeep. But if you're able to give this away and then you're adding that tax to another player, when they lose it, they lose 20 life, which is really nice. So if you could find a way to donate it to somebody, that would really
Tangent for Will, did you consider Illusions of Mediocrity?
That is in there as well.
All right.
Yeah, that's also in there because it's the gaining 10 life. And you don't have the negative of the cumulative upkeep and all that stuff, which is nice. So yeah, this one, $5. It has hit $20 multiple times. All you need is a deck to make it go off by donating or even a life game. So you have two different things that can make this go off. And it has gone spiked up twice since 2018.
And you have Zedru as a deck to use it in. There aren't a lot of donate decks, but people like doing that as well. So, it's something.
This is
I like it.
Probably my most most decks it's in 4,000. All my other ones are really low. So
I forgot about checking that part. All right, my next one I want to talk about is going to be, do we just want to do it together?
Yeah. Lifeline.
All right. What?
Is that what you're going to do?
That's a good one. I didn't do that.
I thought you were. Okay. No, I just
doing the
wasted
black and blue one.
The black and blue one.
Yeah, Unfulfilled Desires.
Oh, that's yours. Mine's,
yeah, that's my baby. I thought you were taking my baby.
No, I thought you meant Lifeline because we've talked about it 3 or 4 every time we do reserve list.
Right.
That's what I. Well, guess what my next card's
Unfulfilled
going to be.
It's different. All right, Unfulfilled Desires is an enchantment. 1 blue, black. You can pay a mana, pay a life, draw a card, discard a card. and that's whenever you want, however you want. It's a fantastic card, especially for Lifeline is not it yet, Scott. Next one. All right, man. But this card allows you to just filter through a ton of cards for as much mana as you have free. It's not something, and it also just allows you to be really aggressive in searching for certain cards. And I wonder if the idea is that it might not be like, it might be replacing a tutor for myself, but it feels really good. And there's plenty of decks out there that want you to discard cards, and there's enough of them. Let's not say plenty, but enough of them. And there are a ton of some really good cards, not ton, again, overstating, but you know, there's cards, whenever you draw a card, draw an extra card on top of that. Like, this works there. It's feeding into a lot of different things. And I love the card a ton. And it's sitting at $3.48. It's peaked over $30. But it, you know, I think it gets up to $15, $20, sitting at $3 to $4. I think that's an easy get in my mind. It's it's gettable with Zur the Enchanter. It's really good.
Yep. Yeah, when you you mentioned this spec before, we've mentioned this one a few times.
This might be the third time that I've brought it up in these segments out of like the 5 we've done.
I've picked this up. I've made money off of this card. Oh, good for hit the button. Oh, good for you.
Which one is that? That one.
It's for you.
Yeah. So this one, does some work. It will go up and down with everything, and I definitely think this is a.
So this is a low, and I think it can peak again, and then sell it at that point. But also just kind of get it into your toolbox.
Yeah, but the one colorless is very nice easy to do that, especially late game stuff. So. All right. Hey, Kevin, how's it going? All right. Well, I mentioned it. All right. I thought that I blew my load because I thought you were talking about Lifeline, because we have mentioned this card almost every time we talk about reserve list stuff. So Lifeline is a 5-drop artifact. Whenever a creature is put into the graveyard and a creature is in play, return that creature from your graveyard to play at the end of turn. So if this happens and then Lifeline is destroyed, that creature is still going to come back. As long as there was a creature on the battlefield when this took place, those creatures that left will come back, unless they're tokens, obviously. This is just great if you have a deck that you're sacrificing your creatures to gain benefits from them. Also kind of protection if it really matters that you don't want your creatures to die. It won't work with board wipes because it wipes all the creatures at the same time. But if there's one that survives, all of them will come back.
But also if you have a sack outlet while a Wrath is on the stack,
that's a good point. Yeah,
you can just sacrifice everything, and just that last one that's on the table won't come back, be it a token or whatever.
Yeah,
and you can bring that stuff. I have it in Zimone and Dina. I have this in multiple decks, and I get why it's 20. I can definitely see it being more because it's reserve list.
So I am going off of light play stuff for what I went on TCG, and you're able to pick this up for $14 at this time. It's in 2800 EDH rec decks. It did get as low as 12. Let's see if I move the graph over here. So it did get, where is the 12? I think it's back in 2018. Come on, price, jump there. No, it did this dip here. Here's the dip back in 2020, and then it did the big spike. It did get over 50 at one point, but that was a very quick spike. I think, where did I put it? Well, I did say as high as 50, so that was for a few months. And then it dropped down and sat around 40. So it's at the very least a double, if not a triple up. And the other part of this is some of these reserve list cards like we're talking about, a lot of these, I should say, are toolbox cards. This one especially. The first one, talk about illusions, that matter. That's in a special type of deck. This kind of is, but this works with a lot of decks. So I very much think that Lifeline is a toolbox type of card, one that you you need to have access
Like
to
if
it.
you like Macias the Unhallowed or a Cauldron of Souls, that'll just bring back your whole gang after, like in a protection or a sack outlet type thing. This should be in your toolbox. This should be right next to it. I'd say it's not combo like Macias, but it's consistent because you have it in your Perforos deck, and it's crazy because you sacrifice you're able to sacrifice whatever creature it is, comes back at the end of the turn. It's there to be able to block, and if it dies, it'll come back at the end of the turn. But you can also just sacrifice it for whatever benefit you're doing, and it comes back at the end of the turn. And so you can have that sack outlet work 4 times in a turn before it comes back to you.
Yeah.
And it's just so much value.
Yeah.
And that it's great. It's
one that we've talked about a lot. That's why I thought when you said one that we've talked about multiple times, I was like, oh, it's Lifeline. All right.
Yeah.
All right. What is your next card, Lowry, on the list for the reserve list?
Question. I think I'll save that one for last. Let's go with Heat Stroke.
Oh, I like
This is a red enchantment that basically states that if any creature blocks or is blocked, you destroy it. So at the beginning of each combat, or at the end of each combat, destroy all creatures that blocked or were blocked this turn. This is probably more of a card that I just really enjoy. It's $3.27. I don't really play it a lot, I'm gonna admit that, but I think it's going to get people wondering if they really want to attack. I think it could be really good in a go wide kind of deck.
I was gonna say, so you're hindering people from doing what people do in Commander, and they don't attack already. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, so here's the thought process here. Like if you have a go wide red white deck, so I don't remember the name of the thing that Renshai's building, but whenever it attacks, create a bunch of 2/2s that are attacking as well. Rebels. It has the it's from a Commander deck within the last year. I don't. But if you're going wide and you know that you can have something that's going to survive or can't be blocked, or you're just able to block a ton and you don't care about those tokens, or if you have a lifeline in play and you know your creatures are going to come back, like, or if you have a Boros Charm or anything that makes things indestructible, like, Othari. Yeah. And so I think it's a dang good card. And you're saying right there that peak of COVID is $10. It's sitting at $3. You know, it's going to be a while before it gets to 10, another scare, whatever that would have to happen. But I can easily see this being like a $6 to $8, like $10 card is not out of hand in my mind. So,
I dig it.
I think there's potential there, especially like if you have a red indestructible deck, this is where you can definitely play this.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. That's definitely a possibility with red. You could have it. Yeah. Indestructible would be kind of sweet with that. Make a god deck and then have Heat Stroke as part of it.
You can definitely do that. Gods don't die of Heat Stroke.
They're gods. Are you a god?
Gods. I would hope that they're not affected by the sun.
They are the sun. All right. So my next one is going to fit with what I was talking about before, but it's Donate. When I was talking about Illusions of Grandeur, Donate is also part of that. Goes hand in hand a little bit. This one's a little bit lower on the EDH rec decks. It's 1,800. Currently at $6. It says average $7.49, but on TCG you can pick this up for $6 in light play. It was as low as $4, and he did get. Oh, what it is 1 blue for those of you listening. Target player gains control of target permanent you control. So when I said donating Illusions of Grandeur, this works with that. You get your illusions out, you donate. I
must say this used to be like a legacy combo.
Yeah,
way back in the day.
So this one did move the graph over a little bit more. This did get as high. It says 30, but what did I write it as high as 25, where I felt like it sat pretty good for a little bit. So it's a $6 card, can jump up there. donate decks, worked with illusions. That was pretty much it because it fits with
Right.
everything with illusions of grandeur. There isn't anything crazy, but I think if you have another, I think we're due for another commander with donating stuff, giving your stuff to opponents. And if we get something like that, this could jump up a little bit in price. So $6, 1,800 decks.
Yeah, I mean that'd be interesting. I'm going to admit that I don't love this one.
You son of a bitch. No,
I'm sorry. I just but also like you're saying, you're due, but they're adding more and more cards that kind of do this very slowly, and then maybe there ends up being a critical mass where it just can become a deck.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it fits in Zedru, and maybe Zedru's just perfect for what's going on, and they don't
if we
have
got
to.
If we got, because Zedru is blue, red, and white, right?
Yeah.
If we got something with donating with black and blue together, that would be, because there's a lot of the black card enchantments that hurt you, that if they, choose one mode, like what is it, Liliana's something, choose one mode, you can only choose it once, and then the last mode is you lose the game if you're able to donate that, but you need to get a commander that works well with that. So I think if they add,
I'd want it to be blue red something. So blue red black I'd be okay, but blue black,
well, I'm just saying those two colors because there's a lot of black stuff in there that
red
It'll
I
be
think
good.
you need red to really help donate stuff, because there's like Bazaar Trader, you have the copy of donate, which is harmless offering. You just, I think you need red to help give stuff.
Mhm.
Just,
But if they-
and so that would
I guess
be-
my point is with this, do we have any other spikes? I just want to see. So really, before we had 2 spikes, we had not the COVID, we had the big COVID one, and then you can see we have all our graphs kind of have this little spike here, and then they came down, and then spike again. So I think what this is only going to drive is, this isn't one where you need to go out and get it, but if you see a commander that comes out and it's like, donating
Yes.
commander, remember this card, jump back
I think,
and get
yeah.
this, because reserve list, again, they're not making it anymore with all of this. If there are things that fit with themes or whatever, you'll want to jump back and get those before they go up. That's how a lot of my dollar to duels went crazy, because of this right here. That 2021 stretch, remember that, like 3
Yeah.
months I was like, I bought these 17 of Yavimaya. Which one is that? Yavimaya, not Cradle of Growth. The bad green land that gives like 1+1 to a creature that came in. It's really bad. Yavimaya. Oh, I have it right here. Yavimaya, Heart of Yavimaya. There it is. It's on my dollar to duel, so I can look at it. I had 30 copies of those. I was able to buy for like $3 a piece or $2 a piece, and I sold them for like $20 a piece. That's not on my list, by the way. But so if reserve list starts getting attacked, you kind of want to look at some cards that are viable in other decks. So, anyways, all right. What is your? Are we on 4th card? We're on 4th card.
Yep, 4th one. Lure of Prey. This is a green sorcery. E1, yeah. Green sorcery, 2 green. Play only if an opponent successfully casts a summon spell this turn. It's old reserve list, obviously. But put a green creature card from your hand into play as though it were just cast. And so this is just cheating a big green creature into play at instant speed. And so
And you don't need to do it right
I
when
said
they,
sorcery, but it's an instant.
Yeah,
But
you don't need to do it as soon as they do it. So they cast their creature, comes into play, and then they're like, all right, now, Lowry, I'm going to attack you with this. And they're like, well, since you did that, boom. I mean, the plan is somebody's going to cast a creature. Like when you say go, one of the 3 players is most likely going to cast a creature. So this is a way to cheat out some big fatties. I like that. Yeah.
So if you have some fatties, this is a way to cheat on. It's basically 4 mana, discard a card, put a green creature from your hand into play.
Yeah.
Ceiling, COVID was up to 20. It's down. It's cheap. It's $5, $5-6. You can easily get it. I think it's at least a toolbox card, but just cheating. They're only printing more like bigger and bigger creatures. And
yeah. Oh,
hold on.
God.
Can you
wait? That dinosaur, that the new one from
Galta?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't need to be cast. It just needs to go in ETB, and then you just cast it. You put as many creatures into play. It's so ridiculous. So
the only restriction on this is it has to be a green creature. Can we go up and look at the errated text at all? I do want to see if it says cast or not. Like that may or may not matter.
Give me a sec. We can do TCG.
Whatever. Check it out. See if it does say, because it does state like when it comes into play, like treat it as if it was just cast.
Was it Lure of Prey, right?
Yeah, Lure of Prey.
Cast this creature. Okay, you may put a green creature card from your hand. Oh wait, cast this only if opponent cast a creature spell.
Yeah. Okay. All right. It doesn't say cast. It's just putting it into play. So you're not really casting it. So if there's any cast triggers, whatever. But
no. So it's just like if their creature gets countered.
No. Yeah. But if you look at the original, like treated as if it was just put into play. That's it. Most of the time in my mind, that's saying treated it as though it was just cast, but really it's just stating the obvious, as in like summoning sickness, stuff like that.
Yeah,
like mostly. And so, I still like it, and there aren't many cards with cast triggers.
Yeah,
and so this still works perfectly fine. But 4 mana is not much. I think it works really well in green-blue deck where you're playing draw go anyway, or potentially where you can just cast spells at instant speed for the most part. So sitting at $5, I can easily see this being a $15 to $20 card at a ceiling, not long term necessarily, but at a ceiling, and you sell it off. Boom.
Yeah. I dig it. All right. My fourth card, put a green creature into play. Yep. Okay. Franchise just kind of clarifying things. My fourth card, and actually my last two are going to be tribal stuff. Mine is going to be Deranged Hermit. Deranged Hermit. People love squirrels. Squirrels are one of the fun tribes. This one goes up and down whenever squirrels come out. It's been...
That's true.
2.5 years since, or is it? Yeah, 2.5 years since Modern Horizons 2. Was that when we got our squirrel? When we got what's his nuts, Chatterfang, and all that stuff? I think that's about right. 2.5, whatever. Yes. Deranged Hermit it's currently $30. So this is a little more expensive on the expensive side.
You want to move that over?
What was that?
You want to move that over?
Oh yeah, sorry. $30 right now. And there we go. Now you can see it. So it's $30. It says 34 there, but I could find light play on TCG at 30. It's in 4,000 EDH rec decks. It did get as low as 12. But when did Modern Horizons come out? So this is about right. This is when Modern Horizons came out. It popped up to over 100. So this was a huge jump.
Well, and that's COVID timing too.
Yep, COVID
right there.
Right. Yep. And reserve list. Actually, this will be May. Yep. So this was when it started, when the reserve list spiking started, was January 20. So that got up to like $44, and then it went crazy because wasn't that Modern Horizons 2 time? I'm trying to remember. I think this.
I'm not going to remember that right now.
Yeah, and they don't have those sets on stocks right there. But so this was as low as 12, got as high as 130. So I calculated this out. 130. It was at that price for 6 months, and then it dropped down to 80, and that was at 6 months. So for a year, it was $80 or more. So this is going to spike again, kind of like I was talking about with Donate. This is more of a spike. This is a better target. But squirrels. I mean, it's a tribe that people like, and it's that niche thing that people like to go after. Same with like rats and things like that.
What is the Judge promo?
I know
of this one.
I have a bunch of those because I did a
that was one that I was like, hey, this is same price as the non-foil.
what should I buy for my CK credit? And you're like, go for that. I think I was able to sell one before the price dropped. Oh, and by the way, people that are listening, I forgot to tell you what Drained Hermit does. It's 2 green, 3 colorless. It's an elf, 1/1. It has echo, so your next turn you'll have to pay that again, otherwise it dies. But when it comes into play, you put 4 squirrel tokens, 1/1 tokens into play, and all squirrels get 1+1. So it's a little bit of a squirrel lord. The foil it shows right here is $277.50. For the, I believe that is the judge. Yeah, because that's the only foil printing of that. I'm just gonna make sure. Judge promo. Oh no, it's down to 91. 91 for the judge. So you could go either route on this one if you wanted. I have a few of these, but mine are in the. I got CK credit around the 200 range. Tried to sell for the over 300 and then it just dropped. So when I'm not trying to push.
Did you really buy it at 200? I remember I bought mine around 90.
Well, because I used like CK credit. I'm pretty sure I got it around the 200.
So I'll say
90.
that it's really good in Essex. I know that's a couple years old at this point, but because Essex comes into play, creates 4 tokens. Essex allows you to make 4 more copies of the Hermit,
so you get
which allows you to make 4, 8, 12, 16. All of your creatures get +5. All the squirrels get +5/+5.
Oh, it makes 4 more on top of it?
Yeah, it makes 4 more of them.
Oh, yeah. So 5
so
+5.
So it's a fun little bump up, but I know that that's not a super popular commander, but it's one of them that's amazing.
More so on this one is just squirrels are a popular tribe. Like it's one of those. It's not popular. It's just when they get a commander like Chatterfang, they kind of go nuts. So they go nuts for a while. So this one would be a good one to go after. I don't know if it'll drop back down much lower than it's at right now. Like I mentioned, I was able to find them for 30. It says 35 on there. But if you see anything that pops up with squirrels, you might want to jump on this one pretty quick if you don't have one already, if you're trying to spec. All right, what is your last reserve list pickup?
Last one I want to do is Pendrell Mists. Pendrell Mists.
I actually don't.
It's a blue enchantment. What?
Know this one. Oh, I don't have this one.
Enchantment? Oh, I have 4 of them. And I'm just nice enough not to play it. But it's an enchantment.
Good for you!
Each creature gains during your upkeep, pay 1 or destroy this creature. Hashtag Team Forest Walk for squirrels.
Get out of here.
And
get out of
there's
here.
been a couple of hashtag Team Forest Walks. We even haven't even pointed out the hidden path. But
that's not on our
basically
list.
if you have a huge if you're not playing a lot of creatures, Pendrell Mists is great. It just sits on the board and everybody has to pay 1 to keep each creature on the board. And if you can't, you're either not advancing your board or you're allowing creatures to die. It's a fantastic card. I love it. It just depends on how creature based your meta is and how you are. I just know that I play a lot of creatures, and so it's
in blue. A lot of times you might be a Spellslinger deck, so this could work out very well.
Right. So if you're in Spellslinger, this is the way to go. It's just under $10. And as a constant wrath, it sucks. What does its peak?
It hit 40 or close to it.
COVID.
But it's had
I believe more the 20. And so I think you can easily get a double up. Easily get a double up.
I can agree with that.
So, that's just my thought.
Just my thought. All right. My last one is also another tribal one. I might have mentioned this one before too, but it's Zerlan of the Claw. The Claw.
Is that Zerillion?
Yeah, that one.
Zerillion.
Whatever. Yeah. The kid can't even read. Can you please hit the button for me?
No.
Why?
I won't.
Do it.
No.
Come on, Grumpy. Zerillion of the Claw. This is for your dragon tribal. Yeah, dragons. It's 3 and 2 red, It is a
Thank you. Can't even read.
Sorry. I was just writing stuff down. All right.
It's a 3/4. It is a legendary creature, so you could have this as your commander, but why do that? It should just be in your dragon deck. Because what it does is you can tap 1 colorless, 2 red, tap it, search your library for a dragon card, put it into play as though it were just summoned, and it gains haste, and then remove it from the game. So you exile it at the end of turn. So if you have a way to sacrifice it, you could do that. But the cool thing is we keep getting amazing dragons. Being able to have it come into play, ones that normally don't have haste, like any of the ancient dragons, holy balls. Swing in, roll a die, I get how many treasures, I draw how many cards. Like, all of those dragons are amazing pickups for this. And just tutoring your library to get that into play is pretty fantastic. So this one is in 1,000 EDH rec decks. Yeah, it's not that many. It was as low, or no, you can get it as $7 for light play on TCG right now. It did get as low as $4, and it was as high as 35. Actually, it shows 40 on. I'm gonna move this over so you can see that. It did show it got as almost as high as 40, but I wrote down as high as 35. And people just love dragons.
I think that's interesting because this curve doesn't necessarily match with
Everything
the COVID
else.
curve.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're right.
Keldheim
This is where the COVID. Wait, let's see. It'd be 21. Hang on.
Yeah, right
Here
there,
it is.
right
This
there at
is
the
our
COVID
curve.
spike.
Yeah.
Or Keldheim.
Then it came down, and then what did we get here?
I don't know.
So we had Kamigawa into. Yeah, I don't know why. Here, did we get?
I missed that. I don't know when that spike happened, and I don't know. I don't know
That'd be
why
last-
that would have happened.
Last summer, not this past summer, the last summer, 2022.
Yeah.
Was that Modern Horizons? No.
D&D set.
Yeah, that might have been it. Yeah. Yep. That was D&D set. You're right.
Tiamat.
Yep. So it might be Tiamat with
Maybe
the.
that,
Wasn't that the
no,
first?
it would have
D&D?
been Boulder's Gate. It
Yeah,
might
it
have
was the
just been
first one.
those ancient dragons.
Oh
that you're
yeah, you
just
got a lot
talking
more
about.
dragons. Yep. So that's the thing is dragons are one of the most popular. Like, when I'm talking squirrels have like the Office Space hype, the underground following where it comes out and it, people love it. You don't make squirrel decks or whatever. Dragons are just like one of the most popular. Like, they're one of my I love dragons. I have a tattoo of a dragon. And so I'm drawn to dragon.
Oh, good for
There we go.
you.
Thank you. But so dragons are always going to be there. They keep making fantastic dragons, and this can really break some of those dragons. Like the ancient dragons are just, all of them are pretty damn good. Or even adding in, what's the green copper, not copper dragon, the one that does the treasures for any time that your creatures deal damage.
Old.
Gnawbone. Thank you.
There we go. I actually didn't want to finish it.
I thought you were testing me.
I was just hoping.
Yeah, because we old Gnawbone. Good job remembering our bit for the first word, but then you couldn't think of the second. I just know we do this. Old something.
Yeah, something. I'm in trouble for curator. Or for,
yeah, you're not drunk
Stump.
enough. We're gonna get you. All right, so really quick, the duels are fantastic. That was what I was gonna add in just to talk about it. I think that was a good idea. You could do Gaia's Cradle as well. That's pretty high in price. You have one now, and we have
No, I understand that. So I would disagree that Cradle would be like a necessary tool card, because it's definitely one of those cards that if it's not in your play group, that it can be
like this card right here.
yeah, that one. But poisonous. I think it makes people bitter, but also it's super powerful. And so if your play group does not have it, I would not suggest using it. You can get it. I wouldn't suggest using it.
It's still, what is Gaia's at? Hang on, let me just check that just to kind of get a feel for where we're at with the pricing, because it was over 1,000. It was
I think it's like 900 something.
average 848,
800 something.
850.
The Judge promos like 2,000 plus, maybe 3K.
Yeah. So pre-COVID, it was 300s, and then since it hasn't done the spiking that everything else has done, this is just pretty much hit that 1,000 and come down a few $100, or not even that.
And I don't know when they changed the rules for Legends at this point, because it used to be like they both go away type thing. Or and so what, like Legacy Elves would play Cradle, get a bunch of mana, and then play another Cradle to get rid of that, have that last one die, do it again, and that made it super powerful. But now it's just a crazy good card for Commander, and that's what's going to keep that price up. It's not going to dip very much. It might get upper 700s.
I'm just curious.
Maybe if things keep on getting going down, but I'm just curious. At this point you can't ask for much less.
So Underground Sea kind of has done that pop up, come down, pop up, come down. See, we're kind of at that, we're at the trough of everything at this point. This is the trough here. We've gone up, and now we've come down again. So the duels are a really good indicator of how our spiking is going, how the crests and now
that the U.S. government's going to be handing out COVID tests for free again, I feel like there might be another COVID spike.
Well, it's happening. Cindy's workers are going down. We just saw volleyball. My cousin Ellie, she's not here this week because COVID. It's happening, buddy. It's happening. But all
right,
it's very much.
See, I mean, maybe we're just lucky. Nice. I just did a bunch of flights in 4 days.
Yeah.
Good luck to me, I guess. We'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Bye.
Hey, we got our Smith gathering this weekend, so reunion. Get ready.
Fuck.
You're testing. You're rolling the dice, Lowry. Roll that dice. Flip a coin.
There's a lot of old people that are going to be there. If any of us get sick, I might have to bail.
You're like, no whammy, please get so I don't have to drive all that way. All right.
Oh no, I want to go. Yeah. All right, let's move on.
Oh, sorry. I have COVID, I think. Did you hear
my not? I heard the bullshit, but I don't know. It was a bad cough.
All right, let's get to it. Stump, hit it. All right, let's get to our bit here. Where is there we go. It's time for everyone's favorite game show, Stump the Smith Savant. Oh, shoot. What?
Lure Prey shout out. Here you go, AJ. That's it.
Was AJ suggestion?
Years ago, he mentioned it. I think I had it as curated, so I just wanted them.
You just want to hit the button. All right.
Anytime that I can mention AJ and or hit that button, I'm good to go.
You're gonna go to Hawaii and you're just gonna stay with AJ is what's gonna happen.
If he can cradle me.
Instead of I visited with him 3 times, you're gonna actually just stay at his house is what's gonna happen.
No.
I don't need room. I don't need to rent a Airbnb. I'm staying with AJ. All right, if you guys don't know how this game works, I'm going to read the flavor text of a card, and Lowry's going to try to guess the card by asking yes or no questions. Every yes will hear this.
Hello, boobies.
Every no will hear this.
Wrong, 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 wrong.
He'll get up to 5 wrong guesses before he's considered stumped. This card is in it. Oh, wait. Is a stump? Okay. He gets up to 3 clues. If he can get everything about the card but can't get what the card is, he will get the initials. If he has a bonus clue left, if he has a clue left, he will get a bonus clue that should help give it away. This card has to be in at least 10,000 EDH rec decks. This is your record right now is 69 and 23. I
might have to miss that a couple times now.
What? 69?
That's 69 winning? Come on.
Well, I think if you get it, I'm not positive. I have to check it after we're done with the cast, but I think if you get this right, next week we have a third card.
Pressure is on.
If it's not this week, it's the next week. This week's Stumper is Black Horizon 40K from Discord. Sorry, Abukaki, it is not you. He just said, "Is it me this week?" You're getting close. You're getting close on the automatic
never
draws. You're only like 3 away. So this is what the next on the list. So
Come on.
I think that's it. If Larry gets it, you can also sign that card and send it to us, but we'll see how that works out. And you can make the wall of shame that's right beside Lowry over there. And then mine's over there. Boop, right next to the boobies. So it kind of fits well. All right, here we go. Flavor text. Hey, oh yeah, I've eliminated the chat, so Lowry can't see that, but the chat can play along. And let's see who can beat Renshai to the punch. Here we go. Ready? It's much easier to list the places they haven't been. It's much easier to list the places they haven't been.
That's a good one. There aren't many hints there to begin with. No names, no indicators of where those places could be. If we're talking about places, potentially talking about lands or is a land, they potentially points to like a creature, as in they travel a lot. And so that's a really good one. So either we're talking like lands, probably creatures, but let's go with is this a permanent type card?
Hello, boobies.
All right, I'll take that first clue because I'm fairly lost.
Trying to decide. My plan was to reverse order on this one. I think I'm going to go with it because I think the art gives it away more. Okay, this card is in 48,000 EDH rec decks. It was first printed in Zendikar and is in 62%, which is the most out of all commanders that have it. 62% of all Frodo Sauron's Bane deck. So a really new commander, and this is in that deck. 62% of it, more than any other deck that's out there.
Well, I'm not 100% sure what colors Frodo's Bane. Oh, wait, what is it? What's that, Commander?
It's Frodo Sauron's Bane.
Bane. For some reason, it switched in my head. Sauron Frodo's Bane. I was like, Sauron doesn't even fucking know who Frodo is. This isn't right thinking. All right, Frodo, Sauron's Bane. There's a couple of different Frodos. I half-ass think this is the level up one, which is still like white, black. I might have an idea. Okay, Zendikar, one of my most favorite sets of all time, especially since Landfall is one of my favorite mechanics of all time. Which also would say, I'm going to say this is this a creature?
Wrong, 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 wrong.
It's not a creature. Okay. It definitely puts me off of what I thought it was. All right. It's much easier to list the places they haven't been. They would imply a creature, which and so we're talking enchantment or artifact or land. There were planeswalkers, but that they don't have flavor.
Don't forget battles in Zendikar.
Well, they did not exist at that point either. So this is either enchantment, artifact, or land. We know it's a permanent. We believe it's white, black, and or green.
We have no guesses on the chat. We have a lot of chatters on, but there's no guessers.
Is that what we should?
I'm gonna call them chatters.
Our people on live, they're chatters.
They're chatters.
Chatters. I would say that this is white, and I would say that it was a core, but it's not a creature. You're right. You hit that button right. It's not a creature.
I don't know what. Ibukaki gave me a weird message in there. No, I will not get naked for you. No, I'm just kidding. That's not what he wrote.
It could be an artifact. There are plenty of. I already got one wrong. I'll take a second clue, please.
The text features something. Text features better evasion than hashtag Team Forest Walk.
Fucking lies.
The text features better evasion than hashtag Team Forest Walk. That's funny that we always get Team Forest Walk shit. So it's always
Hashtag Team Forest Walk.
Yeah.
It's been a while. But there's
This is
definitely been
better
like 3 comments about it.
Better evasion than hashtag Team Forest Walk.
So we're saying like Swamp Walk?
Did you
seems
see that
weird.
Urza Saga is going up in price?
What?
Should we do that concrete mixer
It doesn't matter. So we're potentially talking like flying. There are some
Ibukaki, you're on the
other
right path.
land walks.
You're
so there could
actually
be
on,
like
he was. I don't know if he was joking, but he actually is on the right path.
nice.
Yep.
There's Island Walk. There's some Swamp Walk. This is from.
It's better.
Is this from?
Better than hashtag Team Forest Walk.
It's really hard to think of what's better than
Really?
Forest Walk. Nothing's
Really?
better than Forest Walk.
Yes, there is something that is better than Team Forest Walk.
That's probably flying. But that's the point. I don't understand. Why are we talking about a mechanic
Scott got it.
that's not on a creature?
And then Renshai had it right after Scott. Scott got it.
There you go, Scott. What? How many decks was this in? You said 48,000?
48,000 from Zendikar. It's in 62% of all Frodo Sauron's Bane decks. First printed in Zendikar. Text features better evasion than hashtag Team Forest Walk. And the text is, it's much easier to list the places they haven't been.
So I don't remember that one at all.
And
Frodo.
Bill has it too. Everybody's getting it here. And Ibukaki has it. They all have it.
So
I'm glad I did reverse because I think when I give you the art, it's going to help you out quite a bit.
well, I'm gonna ask for a third. Did I do an
No.
actual?
No
I
guess
haven't
on
yet?
this one.
Jesus. Does it have anything to do with flying anywhere?
Wrong, 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 wrong.
It's too wrong. All right, I'll take that third clue.
The art features some heavy-duty footwear.
No. I got there. Hold on. Shoot. It's an artifact.
Hello, boobies.
Equipment.
Hello, boobies.
2 mana.
Hello, boobies.
2 to equip.
Hello, boobies.
What is better
And-
than hashtag Team Forest Walk?
All right, I got it. It is non-basic land walk.
Hello, boobies.
There you go. The initials are TB. TB.
Traveler's boots.
Wrong, 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 wrong.
3 wrong.
Yep, 3 wrong.
It's boots.
Hello, boobies.
Can you go through it all again?
Sorry. Bill's right. Thomas Burberry? TB. Okay. So now we'll work the normal clue way. The art features some heavy-duty footwear. The text features better evasion than hashtag Team Forest Walk. This card is in 48,000 EDH rec decks, first printed in Zendikar. and is 62% of all Frodo Sauron's Bane decks. What else? Was there anything else I added in there? Nope. That was it. The flavor text. It's much easier to list the places they haven't been. This is a spec of mine too. I spec'd on this and made some money. Oh, good for you. Love this card.
TB.
TB.
Tuberculosis.
Wrong.
Stop. It's not Traveler's Boots. Shoot.
Are you asking me that again?
No. Stop.
And the initials are TB, and one of the words is boots, which the B.
We know that's artifact equipment.
You already got all that.
Not. Yeah, I know.
You just
but
don't know
I'm
what
trying to.
It's a T. You don't know the T on Tuesday. It's the T day.
I know. Did we do this on purpose? No. Why don't I know this? This is not a good card.
Yes, it
It's
is.
not as good as. It's not as good as.
It's so much better
Trailblazers Boots.
Oh,
There we go.
Finally.
God, it took me a while. I just needed you to yell at me and make me feel like I was around my mom, and then I was like, oh no, I remember this, and I can get out of this situation. All right.
So yeah,
Got there.
The Frodo one was because it works on. Well, let me show you that the Frodo. It works with him not being blocked and
Which one is it? Is the level up one? Okay,
Yeah,
I don't.
you had it right.
I don't even know what the fuck this does.
So if it's a scout, it becomes blah 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 blah. But if it's tempted you 4 more times, you win the game. I believe that player loses the game. So the Trailblazer Boots helps because you put it on Frodo. Boom, boom, boom. You swing through and you make somebody lose the game.
All right.
So yeah.
All right.
Good job.
How many decks are Frodo Sauron's Bane made out of? Taco Bikini?
We getting all the TVs in here.
Oh, I would definitely eat that off of.
Oh, jeez.
I
that's
hope
the
it's
end of our podcast. I'm scared.
I hope it's a crunchy taco.
Oh, that wasn't taco.
Girl, sorry. What are you doing?
All right, so Black Horizon 40K, sorry you did not stump Lowry. If you want, you can send signed Trailblazer Boots. I would like that, actually. If I got one of those, I might actually put it in one of my decks because I do play Trailblazer Boots because it's actually a fun card. Even though you're about to insult the card right before you got it, you're like, this isn't even a good, oh, I know what it is.
That's true. Yeah. But I will also say that I do use, if there is a signed card that you send us, I will put it in a deck if I'm using. So it goes in there. So, you know, I have Doji's, you have Amaya in a deck.
I don't have any.
That might be it. So if you guys chose better cards.
Oh, he's getting cocky. He's getting cocky. All right. Oh, now I'm remembering. Hang on a second. Otherwise, I don't want Ibukaki to be able to get drawn. So if I keep forgetting to draw the names, then Ibukaki gets his name. It'll automatically be the next one drawn in like 3 more, I think. So maybe I'll just draw his. I haven't seen his monkey ass for a long time. He keeps bailing on us when we do it in real life. All right, here we go. Here is the one I'm drawing from the bottom. Ooh, it's a white one, so it's a newer one. It is Copper the Dog is our stumper.
There we go. Next week. Bring it.
Next week. There we go. All right, so
You don't have to be a patron to send in suggestions.
Good point. Good point. So you can send suggestions if you are a patron directly to me on Discord, or you can email us at commandersmiths@gmail.com. If you're not a patron, or even if you're a patron, if that's the way you want to communicate, that is another way to do it. As soon as I respond to you, that means that you're entered. So a lot of times people will send something, and I'm waiting until I'm around putting it in the box. What's in the box? And then that's when you're entered. Okay. So we'll let you guys know later if we're adding another card. If we aren't, it's the following week. We'll have a 3rd card. So we'll let you guys know on that. Remember to vote for the tournament, the Planeswalker tournament. That should do it for this week. We will catch you guys next week.
Thanks for listening, watching.
See ya.
Bye.
Sega.
I love boobs. I'm talking tatas. I love boobs. I'm bonkers for honkers. I love boobs. Thanks for the memories. I love boobs.
Don't kill the Smiths. Don't do it.
I mean,